a real degenerate type. People with no real credibility, liars, they name and whatever it is that they saying, you don't give a second thought to it because they just don't have no credibility. Do those people matter? Do degenerates matter? A degenerate person, somebody who, toot blows, smoke crack, you dig what I'm saying? Watch porn, you know what I mean? Just excessive amounts of porn, spend most of their day, whether, they ain't whacking off, they thinking about whacking off, and all of their interactions seem to go in that direction for some way or another. A real degenerate type. People with no real credibility, liars, they name and whatever it is that they saying, you don't give a second thought to it because they just don't have no credibility. Do those people matter? And like I said, are they here to improve quality of life for everybody, not just for themselves, but for people around them? Do they matter in the grand scheme of things when it comes to that? And if they do or if they don't, what can we do to remove these people out the way? Because I ain't gonna lie to you, people who don't matter ought not to be in the way. Don't that make sense to you? Not just in the way of just for the sake of doing so, but in the way of people who trying to make real progress. And you got a bunch of degenerates all around the place, hindering people from trying to get to where they going. Because you can't miss them. Ain't no way around it. Like that ma said, ain't no way around it. You got to go through it, Jack. You're not going to be able to go around it, man. You got to go through it. And a part of going through it do come a level of cynicism in asking certain questions, such as, do people matter? Do everybody matter? Do everybody matter? Do we need everybody? Is it a few people we can do without, man? I'm not even talking like some type of, like Thanos snap. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about just getting rid of a bunch of people on a mass level. No, that ain't what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, do we have to include everybody? Because there's a lot of people, that for all intents and purposes, they mess it up for a lot of other people. Let's just keep it funky. We know who they is. We know who they are. We know who the people is that mess it up for everybody. We don't really want them around. You did what I'm saying? And it's not too much productivity is going to take place with them around. You know what I mean? That person. Do that person matter? And if they do, who are they? Why do they matter? And how is that improving the quality of life? If at the very least for themselves. You ain't even got to be out here teaching blind kids how to read. By the way, that's my metric. That's my measuring stick. That's how I can tell if you a good person or not. Whether you volunteer in soup kitchens, like I got to really see you sweating over a pot of stew or chili or something, you know what I mean? Some type of soup. And I got to see you just with a ladle, just putting it in little bowl cups and just giving it to some po children in a loaf of bread. Big old piece of bread and a bowl of soup or stew or something. That's how I say that's a good person. That person is taking time out their day to scoop soup in a bowl, give it to the little chitlins, the little childrens who hungry. Yeah. Or what about the person that teach blind kids how to read? Do you know how hard it is for you to learn Braille? You gonna teach it to somebody that ain't never seen nothing before, just from touching paper? Man, I don't think we understand how dynamic that is. You learn how to read from touching paper and having, whole conversations touching paper. And somebody had to teach them how to do that. That's all I'm saying. You ain't born learning how to read by touching paper. That's something you got to study many, many years to do. You might as well be a monk in a dojo. You be a black belt in reading. If you can read from touching paper, you like a master reader. You ought to get paid just for that. And see, if you volunteering to teach them little blind children how to read, I say that's a good person. You dig what I'm saying? But for the most part, So if you ain't contributing to society and you're not really doing nothing that somebody ought to be proud of, something that your mama can be proud of, something that your children's and grandchildren's can know your story. I mean, how many dudes, how many people, running around here and they grandkids don't know who they is, man. They don't know their story. If somebody was to say, hey, you fella, check it out. Tell me about your grandfather. Tell me about him. Okay, so like, what was his thing? Did he have a thing? Was he known for something? Did he do anything? No? Okay. Then I understand. I would have put you in the district. You go to District 8. Next, the next person come up and they know everything about their granddaddy, and, they can tell you all the stories, and, granddaddy might have been a troubled guy, but all around he did his best to help people. Okay, you get to, you get to stay. You can stick around. You got something to contribute to society. You come from a good background. You come from good stock. You come from people doing things to improve either their lives or the life of the people around them. But for all of you that come from people who did nothing to help nobody, that come from people who basically pulled everything and everybody down with them, and I guess you here to perpetuate the cycle, you here to keep it going, I want you to go stand over in the corner. I want you to go to District 8, whatever the last number I just said. It don't even matter, because we got a few of y'all. We got a few districts where we just got y'all piled on top of each other. And what I'm saying is we just going to keep y'all over there, because you don't really matter according to what's taking place over here. Or, again, because I travel through time. Time keep on slipping. That was me. I made that. And I travel through dimensions. You think you saw Doctor Strange, the mirror dimension and all? I walk through dimensions. And I don't know, man. Either I didn't travel through time, I done came from another planet, or I done walked through walls, through dimensions, and ended up in a place where I don't recognize. Maybe I'm off here. Maybe I'm off kilt. You dig? Maybe I'm the one that need a readjustment, because the way I saw life and the way I still see life is we're here on a mission of self-discovery and self-improvement. The more you know about yourself, the more you want to improve that being self, right? And make sure that you are the best version of you that you can be. And it's not enough that you think and feel that way yourself. They got commercials for it. They got people on cereal boxes for it. They got people on crayon boxes for it. They got people on lunch boxes for it. They got cartoons for it. They got news for it. They got comics for it. They got books for it. They got people in costumes. They got mascots for it. They got all kind of people doing things and saying things, all leading up to the same thing. Hey, man, figure out who you are in life. Yeah? And be the best you can be in life.